We only have one life to live. Yeah, 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 yeah. We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. And we gotta live it. Don't even have a negative vibe. Cause you won't make it. No matter what they say, you should always try to live a positive life anyway. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive for negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. We should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people they know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. People that know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life anyway. Oh, we all have one life to live. Oh, we got to live. Oh, we all have one life to live. Oh, we got to live. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, 'cause you won't make it, no matter what they say. That's right, family. 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 We all have one life to live, and we got to live it in a positive way. I wanted to start the show a little early and say enough respect to all of you. I wanted to start the show a little earlier. The show don't officially start until, of course, 8:45. But and as far as for me, hyping up the audience and preparing for this great aromatherapist, master aromatherapist, and wellness health and wellness practitioner, DeNise Renee Muhammad. But I wanted to start off with that song before I bring her on with another song, and why is because I heard some real interesting news about a dear friend of mine's that I helped start the Montreal, Canada study group back in the 90s. And I put something on my Facebook that I would like to read. And I thought that song was appropriate, that we have to live a positive life each and every way and each and every day. And I want to say, and I put this on my post and I put this on my Instagram, and it just shows you the importance of what holistic healers and those who have the potential to be holistic healers
or practitioners or wellness practitioners or aromatherapists, how people like them are very significant in our community and why we need to pay attention. And if you have it in you, you know what I'm saying? If you have it in you to be a holistic practitioner, go for it. If you know you're empathic and you know you can do the healing work, and you might have to go through the schooling or whatever, whether you take Dr. Africa's class, whether you take Queen Afua, whoever, or take Queen Neat, whatever you go, wherever you go to study forbidden knowledge, or those online classes, or become a nutritionist or a health practitioner or metaphysics practitioner, is so important. Let me get rid of that. It's so important that we do these things. It is now 45 minutes after the hour, 15 minutes before our beloved sister DeNise Muhammad. But let me read something and that I shared, because one of my friends just transitioned just recently on the 13th, shy of his shy of his birthday, and a month shy of his birthday. So he was in his critical cycle. Just so how important it is to understand even numerovation or numerology from the perspective that we give it, or astrology from the perspective that we give it. But let me read something to you. It says on my Facebook and Instagram, it says, "Rest in eternal peace, brother Khalifa Mohammed, aka Clifford Gilts. Just a month shy from your birthday on July 13th. I wish you would have made an effort to reach out to me while you were going through your episode that eventually took your life force. Hashtag depression awareness. Hashtag depression is real. You still had work to do, my brother, so much more. From the times we've known each other in Montreal, Canada, through my family in the 90s, we worked and brought the late Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad into Canada to speak at Concordia University for 2 days, and the rest is history. We both contributed to the building of the NOI study group, and after I left Montreal to pursue my life's goals, after y'all went through the Linwood fiasco, those who know what I'm talking about. However, the Montreal study group made it through and eventually became a full mosque/temple. You were my best man during my second marriage, and you came through with flying colors. May Allah be pleased with you, your great works in this realm, and may your daughter and family be guided to be their best while you are on your transitional path. Love and light forever, from King Simon Kwaku Muhammad. My dear brother, he apparently took his own life on the 13th, and he was my best. He was my best man at my wedding. We became good friends after being introduced to each other. And this is not to be sad. I didn't mean to start it off to be a sad moment, but who the sisters and the people that I bring up here that can become solutions to people that go through depression. And even the book that I have up there says, now you can pre-order my new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Even the book, I go through even his numbers as the number 13 or the number 4 of as far as depression is concerned, and why it is so important that as family or friend, that if you are going through depression, go talk it with somebody. Go talk to somebody who cares. Go call the suicide hotline, whomever it is. Go talk to health practitioners, aromatherapists, things that can help take your energy up to the next level. So, I send my condolences to his family. I send my condolences to the friends. I send my condolences because he used to be a captain in the Nation of Islam, and then he left the Nation of Islam, and he was suffering from some bipolar stuff and all that after he left, and going through stuff with his relationships and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to throw out the rest of his business, but it's so important that if you recognize, if anyone recognize these type of things in a person, it's very important, to make it happen. We're 10 minutes before we bring on DeNise, because it's actually we bringing her on at 9 o'clock exactly in New York time, and I think it's 8 p.m. her time. So right now it's like 10 minutes before. So I do see her backstage, but I will not bring her on until everything is said and done and what I have to say here, because that's why it's so important that if you're going to take the role as a quote unquote health and wellness practitioner or healer or therapist, is that you take it seriously. Take it real serious. I don't play with the numbers or studying of numerology. I don't care what religious belief you may be afraid of the numbers, but I tell every Muslim, Christian, Jew that the Bible is numbered. The Quran is numbered. All of your religious books have mathematical equations and mathematical connections, from the Kabbalah to Abjad to the study of the number 19 in the Quran to the study of all the numbers, the book of numbers in the Bible. If you don't understand that, then you're not really studying your way of life or your religion from an esoteric metaphysics perspective, from the other side. And understand this: there was Sufism. I studied Sufi. I was in the Sufi order for many years, since 1985. That was the mystic side of Islam. Then you have the Kabbalists. That's the mystic side of Hebrews and the Jews. And then you have the Gnostics. That was the mystic side of Christianity. So there's always a balance here where you can present the physical, they have to be a spiritual. Where you got the mysticism and the understanding and why we say certain prayers, or why we say the certain chants of Allah, and certain rundown the 99 attributes. And that's why in certain readings that I've read when I studied Islam, when I read that and had to chant certain amount of times to say Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Qudus, As-Salam, Al-Min, those chants invoke certain things from a mystical side of Islam that a lot of people don't understand. Until you understand the balance of Christianity, Islam, or whatever you're into, or Hebrews, you will never truly understand what you're into. That's why I tell people you better study everything. Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave, like I was taught in the Nation of Islam and in the Ansar Allah community. So I was in the Sufi, the Sons of the Green Light, studying Sufi and meditation, and all of that meditation has helped me to get through where I'm at now. So it's very important. So before we bring on our sister, I want to just make sure I big up all the different sponsors that are here before we bring her on. We got at least it's 8:52 here in New York, so it must be 7:52 in Central Time and 6:52 Pacific Time. So some of the sponsors that we got to big up here, as let me remove this first and foremost. Let me remove this right now. And before I show my face, before I show my handsome face, we're going to do this. All right. So this is one of the sponsors. I want y'all to check out pedalwise.com. Now, what is so interesting is that I have her broad spectrum antiviral elderberry and ginseng formula with vitamin C, and it's a powerful formula. Actually, it's like a spritzer, and you put it in your water and you drink it down. And remember, family, you can get 10% off right now with my coupon code. That's right, my coupon code is King2020. She's at www.pedalwise.com. Place an order and tag that person at Pedalwise and all social media platform, and hashtag Pedalwise. As a matter of fact, the person that owned this, there's Black owned and operated, and she's a natural gynecologist. She's a natural gynecologist. So all of the herbs in there most of the herbs on there is catered to the woman, especially our women who are going through the fibroidal stuff, the cysts and the tumors and all that. So she's a natural gynecologist. So she used the Chinese, the African herbs, and all different types of herbs from all over the world to help heal the womb that you are suffering from, and the things that you're suffering from, and your health in general. And she's also a practicing acupuncturist. So make sure you support this sister. And like I said, save 10% right now with my coupon code King2020 at www.pedalwise.com to place an order. And please tag at Pedalwise and on all social media platforms, and that's pedalwise.com. Okay, so Big up to her. And just want to remind everybody that, of course, let me go to these brands here. Boom, of course, don't forget. If you want to find property in New York, you want to buy a buy a condo, buy a home, rent an apartment, rent a room, all throughout New York State. This is the sister to talk to. I've known her for 15 years. Her name is Janelle Lewis. She's a licensed real estate salesperson. She's very accommodating, very gentle, very humble. She's an Aquarian energy like me, so I know how this works. Her family is doing great things, and her daughter is doing great things. Her son is about to do some great things. So working with them and doing what we got to do to make everybody feel good. She is very good at what she does. Please text her or call her at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. And tell her that King Simon sent you. Once you tell her that King Simon sent you, easy peasy. I'm telling you, easy peasy. I'm telling you. So make sure you show her that love, and make sure you give her a call. Okay. Don't forget, if you want to do a numerovation session with me, I do not do readings. I do consultations with King Simon, using your numbers, your mathematics. Everybody, we all talk about mathematics. We all know the mathematics of this and mathematics of that. And all the physicists said that the universe is mathematics, all based on numbers. And we cannot believe that we are based on the numbers that we're born with and the name that we're born under for some reason. We can't believe that, but every physicist that I've ever studied and researched, from Michio Kaku to Neil deGrasse Tyson to Stephen Hawking, everybody says it's universal. We all know it comes out of the African diaspora, all this number stuff. But they all said that Pythagoras got this information from out of Africa and out of India. But we can't believe that the study of numbers, or numerology, because that's all the numerology means. The study of numbers means the study of numbers. So studying of numbers on all its application, whether it's abstract or esoteric, whatever way you want to study mathematics, whether you want to know your lessons in mathematics, supreme mathematics, that is a form of numerology, because it's the study of numbers. It is applied mathematics. Learn how to apply your mathematics or your numbers, and it will guide you. Oh man, I'm not playing with y'all. I ain't playing. I studied well. I studied well while I was in the nation. I studied well while I was in the Ansar. I studied Arabic numerology. I studied Jewish numerology. I studied Japanese numerology, and it all have the same thread, but they all come from their own cultural perspective to give the people guidance. That's what we're doing. All right. So also make sure you get my children's book. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, our children's health is important. This is a book that shows you how numbers can help guide you to recognize the possible ailments that could show up in your family if you do not take your health seriously. The 1 all the way through the 9, whether you're born from the 1st all the way to 31st, it's in that book, for children, but also for adults. So if you believe you're children of God, or children of the Creator, or the children of the divine, he and she, guess what? This book is for you also. All right. Now, my other book, #1 seller on Amazon. All these books are on Amazon and Kindle. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Yes, numbers are simple, but esoterically, my gosh, people can be complicated. Oh my God, 1 + 1 = 2. But I'm telling you, if the one person dealing with another 10 person becomes arrogant and don't want to listen, and both of them start arguing, guess what? It won't work. It just won't work. That's just how relationships can be. So I understand the vibration of the numbers. And like I tell people all the time, numbers are like a radio station. If you don't turn it to the right dial, you won't be able to hear your favorite radio station. If you don't turn it to 107 point this, or 107 point that, or 97 point this, you won't be able to tune into the frequency. That's the mathematics. That's the science. You got to understand how this numerology stuff is like a GPS, a guiding system. You put in the right address, and guess what? It's either going to take you the long way or the short way, depending on what's going on and what's the obstructions in your life. And my last book, and not least, that's Numbers. No promotion is bad promotion, and all publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. That's one of my first books that I put out. It's a motivational book on how to promote your business from a lower level to a higher level. But I put my twist and my stories and my fun and my pictures and everything in it, because I worked at Madison Square Garden, SOBs. I worked at Radio City Hall. I worked at Forest Hill Stadium. I worked at Randall's Island with 30,000 people. I've done the shows. I've done the events. I've done every party you can name. It's just I never did the other crazy parties. I just, but I've done every party, pajama party, strip show, all the other stuff. I've done it all. I did it all. I did it already. It's going to be in my autobiography too. So it is what it is. And of course, that's my beautiful face. Gonna keep people smiling. It's 1 minute before we get to our sister. So before I bring myself on, and with a well-deserved round of applause for her, I gotta read my sister's short bio, because I didn't get the long one, but I'm gonna read the short one before I bring her beautiful self in. She's a beautiful chocolate sister like my chocolate self, so I love her immensely. Every time I watch her teach and do her thing, I'm like, okay. Oh, she got me. That's why I had to contact her. So it is now 1 minute before the hour. So as we bring her on, brief bio on DeNise Renee Muhammad is an entrepreneur, certified master aromatherapist, author of 4 books, and a wellness coach. She is also the host of a #1 show on Khalfani Radio, Restoration of Mind, Body, and Soul. Sister DeNise's intention is to facilitate your self-care and healing by helping you make healthier lifestyle choices so that you can live life more abundantly. Without further ado, let's welcome on the stages of King Simon Presents the one, the only, DeNise Renee Muhammad. Where's my applause button? 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 And let me bring my sister in now. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my
My
goodness.
sister, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu.
Oh my goodness.
What's up, sis? How you doing?
Got me grinning from ear to ear. Yes, sir.
I'm full of energy. Yes, I am. I'm full of energy.
Yes, I love the energy. Love the energy. You
Alhamdulillah.
calmed me.
I
Yes.
don't want no calmness. I'm bringing the fire. Oh, well, welcome to the show, my sister. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I am fine by the grace of Allah. I am wonderful, excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this.
That,
Yes.
that's good. That's good. That's good. It seemed to me that we have a little delay going on, so I got to check this out. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, but I have a delay. I have a delay with your mouth and what you're saying. There's a delay going on. So I got to make sure everything is well here. Hold on. Let me just do something real quick. All right. Let me just take you out
Yes,
real
sir.
quick and then bring you back. Hold on 1 second. See how this work out. All right. And let's bring her back on so we can make sure. Let's bring her back on. Are you ready? Can you talk to me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yes, now we're in sync. Now we're in
Okay.
sync. I like that.
Great.
We're in
Great.
sync. How's the family? Do you have children? Are you married? How's the family?
Yes. I'm not married, but I do have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls.
What?
They are fine.
Oh,
Ages 23 to 9.
23 to now. Oh, you're right up there
Yes.
with my children. Now. Woo, Lord.
Yes. Yes.
Man, that just goes to show us that black don't crack, girl. Black don't
That's
crack.
right. That's right.
Look, I'm 53 with
Look,
9 children and 7
long
grandchildren.
as long as we're making those healthy lifestyle choices,
Yes. That's
black don't crack.
black don't crack. So, first of all, we're going to introduce you to my audience in a fine style, and of course, I just read your bio. Of course, that's a short bio, but tell us, who is DeNise Renee Muhammad, and when did you join the nation, and when did you get? Well, let's start with when did you join? Let's start with who is DeNise Muhammad first. DeNise Renee Muhammad, please.
DeNise Renee Muhammad. I'm a registered Muslim MGT in the Nation of Islam.
Uh-huh.
I joined the nation in 96. My health and wellness journey started out with myself, and after I was acquainted with how to eat to live and studying that, I'm currently an aromatherapist, author, wellness coach, researcher. I like to research and study information, to help and share it. I love sharing what I do, what I learn with our people, so that we can make those healthier lifestyle choices and be aware of the natural things that come from the earth that God gave us to take care of ourselves.
And that's a beautiful thing, my sister. Congratulations. Now, you joined in 1996, the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir.
What compelled you to be a part of that organization? Because there had to be an epiphany, some type of moment, because all of us went through that moment. I went through it, you went through it. What was that moment that made you join or decided to become part of the Nation of Islam?
Okay. I'm gonna start the year prior to me joining was 95. This is how Allah works. Me and my cousin, we was just sitting around talking, and we were talking about, things going on in the world, and we're like, who's standing up for us today? Back then we had Malcolm, we had Martin, but right now, and it was 95, and I posed that question, which neither one of us at the time could answer. And as Allah would have it, I met a brother. Actually, he was my hairstylist at the time, and he was in processing, and he had some final calls in his beauty salon. And I picked the paper up, and I opened it right to that middle article, the minister's article in the middle. And it was actually the article, an excerpt from his lecture that he did in Atlanta for the all women's meeting. I read that entire article, and he captured me. And so I went home, I took the paper, I went home, I ordered, and at that time it was the VHS tapes. So I ordered the lecture, and once I got the lecture, it was a few weeks later, I got the lecture, and I just started listening to it over and over again. And it's like he was answering all the questions that I had up until that point. He was like answering questions. And after I listened to that tape so many times, I was like, you know what? I got to find the mosque. I want to be a Muslim. Whatever this man is right here, that's what I want to be. And so I called my friend Mike. I said, Michael, you got to take me to the mosque. And this is in Houston at the time, on Cullen Boulevard in Houston.
Right, Houston, Texas.
And he said, okay, we'll go. And so the Sunday came around, I called Mike, and he tells me, sis, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I'm like, what? So I was like, give me the address. I'm going by myself. I was determined. So he gave me the address, and I went by myself, and I went to join. I didn't need to go to hear really anything else, because the minister got me from that. The minister fished me in from that VHS tape.
That's a beautiful thing.
And after the lecture, I stood up, and it's been on and popping ever since.
Wow, sis! I'm so proud of your journey. I totally get it, sis, because me myself, I went through something very interesting in my growth and development. And what's so interesting about that is that, me and I dreamt about the minister first. I dreamt about him first. And I was in the Ansar Allah community under Imam Isa, who they call Dr.
Wow.
York. And I dreamt about him first. And then I left the nation, and left the Ansar community, went back into music, and then went into the Nation of Islam. And when Dr. Khalid was there. So
ooh, Dr. Khalid.
Khalid was the man. You know what I'm saying? Khalid was the man. So it's so important. And but I'm so honored about your journey, my sister. I'm glad that you did what you had to do and stepped into your glory and your work, because this is all a part of the work, my sister. This is all a part of the work and doing what you got to do to make things happen. So I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of what you're doing and how you're doing. So Now, I know you're part of the MGT and the GCC. Of course, those who don't know what the MGT, GCC, that's the Muslim Girl Training and the General Civilization classes of the Nation of Islam, and was started by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his wife, Clara Muhammad. Let's be clear.
Exactly.
The Honorable Clara Muhammad, born November the 2nd. Let's be clear about who this woman is, because
My mom was born November 2nd. Yes.
Woo! Get out of here. When is your
Yeah.
birthday? When is your birthday?
August 14th.
Oh, no wonder. That's why I wanted to do it on the 14th. I wonder. I felt the energy. I got to do it on the 14th.
I had a feeling that's why you did. I was like, I wonder if he know my birthday, August 14th.
So what is so interesting, my sister, being part of the MGT and GCC classes, I want you to clear some of the misconceptions, because before we get into what you do and your help, because a lot of sisters, and I just spoke to a sister that was actually talking. A brother introduced himself that she's known for many years, and he started mentioning about courtship and why he has to be respectful of her and all that. Please dispel all the misconception about the MGT, GCC, because they think it's under some type of Arab control and women are beneath them and all that. Please educate our women out there, please.
We are taught that we are the mothers of civilization, and a nation can rise no higher than its woman. We have no limits. The minister said we can be whatever it is that our gifts, skills, and talents allows us to be. We're not suppressed. We're not just having babies and sitting at home. And, we have lawyers, we have doctors. We do it all. We're out in the community. And so all of those misconceptions about us, because maybe they don't see us out, how the brothers are out with the paper, but they're here. You might be working with an MGT and you just might not know it, but we're here. We're our people. We have sisters in corporate America, and we have sisters that work from home.
That's right.
Children. There's no limits to what we can do.
I told the sister, I said they have pilots in there, they have ministers in there.
Yes, ministers.
And if you don't know the history of Islam from the African perspective, you'll never understand, because before it reached the Arabs, because Arabs were under a state of Jahiliyyah, what they call a state of darkness at a certain time. But Arabs, before they even got Islam, they was very mistreatful of women, and they used to bury their girl children because they wanted to have a boy first. Arabs used to do this. So if you go back to ancient Africa and its profession of Islam before the Arabs, they was actually teaching it from a more holistic perspective. So and it all comes from us anyway. All of the religions, all the way of life, comes from African spirituality. I like what Wesley Muhammad wrote in his book, Black Arabia, and all that kind of stuff, and different other books that I've studied, like the Walking Quran and all that from West Africa and all that. So I've studied a lot of those books. So before we go on, I want to big up your contact. Hold on one second. There was a little thing there. I want to make sure we big up all your contacts so people know how to get in contact with our sister, and make sure they show that love to our sister, because this sister got a lot of love before we go into her products. And here's a contact. Of course, you can go to her link tree / DeNise _Renee Muhammad. Cash App, showing that Cash App love. You can go to the $ DeNise Soul Purpose. That's right, DeNise Soul Purpose. Okay. And her website, her PayPal is www.paypal.me/DeNise RM, and her email is lifestylechanger9@gmail.com. And if you want to hit her up on Facebook or Instagram, hit her up at DeNise Renee Muhammad on Facebook, or DeNise _Renee Muhammad _Muhammad on Instagram. So now let's define the moment that you became a holistic practitioner and aromatherapist. Let's start with the holistic practitioner and health practitioner, please. Let's start with that.
From that perspective, I started actually from How to Eat to Live. That's the part of the things that really attracted me, because dealing with my own health issues. And, before I joined the Nation of Islam, I ate all kind of stuff. You know, I wasn't reading labels. I wasn't doing any of that. And becoming more health conscious in the Nation of Islam and studying how to eat to live, and, you know, about the navy bean and the times we should eat. And so that's when I got interested in, you know, just taking better care of myself. And then businesses that I was involved in, it was always dealing within the wellness industry, the holistic health and wellness industry. So that's how I got started into just really studying food and studying ingredients and different things of that nature, dealing with my own health concerns and issues.
And how about with aromatherapy? Was that also
With
included?
aromatherapy, that I was actually introduced to essential oils from a sister, Sister Tamora Muhammad. She introduced me to essential oils through a company that she was partnered with, and she had been asking me for the line. And I had, before she introduced me to essential oils, I didn't even know what an essential oil was, never heard of them. So I went ahead and purchased the oils, purchased the kit through her, and I did my own research. As I said, I like to research. I'm, you know, on the computer. I love to read and learn new things. So I started, before I incorporated it into my business, I did a lot of research on my own. And I have another friend who's also into health and wellness. He introduced me, Brother Sean Ali introduced me to a school where I could actually go and take the knowledge that I already have and knew from my own study, to take it to a higher level and really understand how the essential oils interact with our body and how it helps us on all three levels holistically, mind, body, and soul. And once I took the course and went through the course, I got certified, and I am a certified aromatherapist.
Okay, wow. Just want to let everybody, please hold your questions until we ask for them. Appreciate you all. Now aromatherapy. Let's deal with that, because when I was in the Nation back in the 90s, a lot of people they didn't talk about aromatherapy.
Right.
The only holistic health book we was talking about was, of course, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live, book 1 and 2. Okay, but I know as an aromatherapist, that deals with a lot of scents and different smells and all that, different aromas, different essential oils. How do you use that to help guide people or help people to overcome either depression and certain things that might have certain health issues that people might be going through? Please.
Okay, I'll start off by saying, because a lot of people may not know what an essential oil is. An essential oil is basically the life essence or the life blood of a plant. It's the chemical constituents of a plant. That's what an essential oil is. They're volatile, aromatic liquids that are distilled from the plant, and they have different chemical constituents in them that actually protect the plant, to repel things from the plant, or to attract to the plant. That's what it does for the plant. But when we take it and use it for different health concerns that we may have, or to support, take preventative measures with our health, these essential oils, it's more than just smelling good, or, it's more than, it's actually, and I call it God's medicine, because they came from the plants, the trees, the roots that Allah God created for us, and distilled and distracted into a very, very highly concentrated liquid that is actually medicinal. They have therapeutic properties. They're antibacterial, they're antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety. So there are different constituents in it. And a trained aromatherapist knows how to customize blends to help with a particular situation, such as anxiety, which is running high these days, depression, stress, high blood pressure. So it's literally plant-based medicine. That's what it is.
Plant-based medicine. And and how are you being received in the nation with this? Because, like I said, it wasn't a very popular thing because
Right.
that was sometimes connected to different Eastern philosophies, which is cool because
Mhm.
all, like I said, everything is ancient. It all comes from us. But
Right.
how did the people in the nation took to what you're doing in the nation? And do you have clients with people in the nation? Have clients from people?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, very well, very well. And I really didn't realize the impact that I was having with our brothers and sisters in the nation until I went to Savior's Day this past year
Hmm.
in Detroit. And I had so many people that recognized me from Facebook because I go live a lot on
Yeah.
my Facebook page and sharing, teaching about the essential oil, sharing, doing the essential oil of the day and how to use it, how to apply it. And sisters and brothers were recognizing me and coming up to me. Thank you, Sister DeNise. I didn't even know about essential oils and they could do this and that until I started watching you. So all praises due to Allah. They are received really well. And actually, the sister that introduced me to the essential oils is an MGT as well. So yeah,
Mhm.
very well received.
Wow, that's beautiful to know, sister. That that they're open more now to receive that because a lot, like I said, it was back in the '90s and '80s. It was totally different. Everything was strictly
Yes.
nation, nation, nation. Now, as far as the holistic health, instead, other than your foundation being with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings in How to Eat to Live, Book 1 and 2, who was some of the other practitioners that you've studied over the years and that you've learned from over the years to help facilitate a better guiding system for those who might not be keen with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's work, but they're probably keen to Dr. Africa, Dr. Sabi, or somebody else. Who were some of your teachers, please?
I did study Dr. Lalea Africa.
Oh, okay, okay,
Listened to
okay.
some of his videos actually on YouTube, and I was like, wow, when I first heard him talking about the melanin and
Mhm.
different things, it really, really attracted me. I read some of Dr. Sabi's work as well, but my basis has been How to Eat to Live from the
Mhm.
through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's really, really my foundation. And I am open-minded. I read Dr. Akua. I read her work.
Mhm. Well, great.
And doing the Reiki. I've also studied that. I'm a level 1. I got to get my other levels up as well with the Reiki. Those are a few that I've studied and just researching, even on a collegiate level, study
Mhm.
research.
No, that's good, and you got to be open, because Dr. Africa, Laila Africa, may he rest in peace, was a good friend of mine, and he used to treat the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son. I mean, not son, his brother. So
Mhm.
his brother used to come to him a lot and get treated and get herbal, uses to help him out. One of the brothers, I can't remember which,
Right.
but I know Dr. Africa was a scientist and a former nurse. And if
Mhm.
you can actually you can go on his line, actually go online and still take his class because he taught all his class in a very
Right.
extensive breakdown. So no, I'm glad that you're open and that you're willing. Even the Queen of Fools of the day. Queen of Fools is somebody that
Mhm.
those that have spoken in the Nation of Islam
Right.
and spoken to Sisters of the Nation and Sunni Islam too. She's spoken at different temples. So, have you ever met Queen of Fools?
No, I have not actually.
Wow, she's a Leo like yourself, so that's interesting.
Yes.
She's born the 13th of August, so that's
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
she right, yeah, right before you.
Yes.
So I think that would be an interesting combination and connection if y'all do. I
Yes,
wouldn't mind
my sister
introducing
was
you.
telling me about one of her classes, and I was like, "Yeah, I gotta take one of. I want to take. That's one of my goals is to
You
take
should.
classes
You should. No,
when
because
it opens back up."
there's a
Yes,
few sisters. Sister Malika Ali, she's taking classes. She became a sacred woman under there. Malika.
yes, that's
Yeah,
my sister,
that's
Sister
my
Malika.
sister too. Yeah,
Yeah, I love her.
yeah,
Sister
beautiful.
Malika, if you're listening,
Yes, more than likely she probably tuned in knowing her,
yes,
you know. So now
yeah.
with the aromatherapy and its benefits, tell me some of the results of some of the clients that you've worked with. Not telling all their business, but what was
Right.
some of the definitive changes you've seen with the aromatherapy and how it helped the clients that you've had?
The clients that I've had one sister that she purchased actually for her husband. He had diabetes.
Hmm.
I recommended an essential oil for her to give to her husband. And after a few months, she was telling me that his levels, and incorporating what his doctor was telling him as well, as far as, diet and exercise and things of that nature, and also incorporating that essential oil that I recommended. She said his numbers were normal, that had
Hmm.
also, I get a lot of people reaching out to me that with insomnia, they have a
Hmm.
hard time sleeping. I customize blends for them, and I'm sleeping good, Sister DeNise. I wake up refreshed and feeling good. So it's just testimonies like that really that I love, because I just love helping people, and especially with this, because they say that aromatherapy dates back thousands of years. The Egyptians
Right.
valued frankincense more than gold. That's just how powerful frankincense is. Um,
Uh-huh. Exactly.
and they say that what we do as holistic practitioners or aromatherapists, it's the alternative medicine, but it's the original medicine. It's what we did naturally.
Right. Right.
Western medicine should be called the alternative, because we didn't do prescription drugs, and they have all these side effects.
Yes.
So
I
that
hear the Adhan. I hear the Adhan. Go ahead. The call of prayer. I used to make the call of prayer years ago. I was very good at it.
okay.
Very good at it.
Oh yeah.
So I can, it stimulates my ear every time I hear it. So I know. And
I was trying to turn it off.
I tell people all the time, if you want to hear some of the best Adhan, listen to Sudanese. Listen to the Sudanese
Okay.
people of the Adhan, because not only are they black, but they come with that whole that C note energy, that C note power energy, and they bring it to you, man. And it's
Okay. I'll
they
have
are
to
some of the
check
best
that out.
Adhan callers in the world. That's what they say.
Wow.
In the quote unquote Islamic world, Sudanese are some of the best callers to the Adhan.
Hmm.
Best callers. So
Wow.
even better than Abdul Basit. Even better than Abdul Basit and the rest of them.
Wow.
That them they hit the spiritual soulful notes. They hit it. They go in. Oh yeah, yes, yes. So
I
yeah,
gotta
look up
find that.
look up them Sudanese ones, okay?
Okay, I sure will.
you know, but people that are just tuning in, we are here with DeNise Renee Muhammad. Make sure she is not only a master aromatherapist, but she's a health and wellness coach. And you can hit her up at Linktree. That's DeNise Renee Muhammad, DeNise underscore Renee underscore Muhammad. Also, you can cash app her and show her that love on $ DeNise. Denise
Oh,
Soul Purpose. That's right. Denise Soul Purpose. And her PayPal is www.paypal.me/Denise RM. Email for information if you want to email and show that love and or get some consultation with her. Please email her at lifestyle changer 9 at Gmail. That's lifestyle changer 9 at Gmail. And please befriend her on Facebook and Instagram. And that's DeNise Renee Muhammad on both those platforms. So, what is so interesting, my sister, about the health and wellness community, there's so many different aspects of it where one might say don't eat this and one might say eat that and one will say don't eat this and one say don't do that, and some people employ aromatherapy, some don't employ aromatherapy. How
right.
do you get around and learn to adapt to all that's going on and all these different facets of the holistic community?
I really listen to what my client needs are.
Okay.
And everybody's not a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for almost 20 years. Everybody's
Mm,
a vegetarian, that I see that are not vegetarians. But it's about making the better choices. That's what I stress, making the better choices. Wellness and health and wellness is our natural state. That's how we're naturally meant to be. And if you want to be well, then I'm going to make these suggestions, and it's up to you to accept it or reject it. You know? And with my foundation being on how to eat to live from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was taught by God himself, my basis as far as the nutrition, the aromatherapy, it supports you on all three levels, mind, body, and soul. And how to eat to live is based on not taxing the digestive system, not giving your digestive system a rest. And we're taught that fasting is the cure, not a cure, the cure. So the less we're eating, and, if we're exercising, getting plenty of sunlight, drinking water, staying hydrated, of course, incorporating some aromatherapy if you choose to, these medicinal plant-based aromatics. And it's all about, if they want to, make those healthier lifestyle choices. All these different diets, the Plato diet and this diet and that diet, I to how to eat to live.
I understand. Now, what's so interesting now? I've read the book back and forth. I got both 1 and 2. In number 2 of How to Eat to Live by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in chapter 39, Animal Flesh. He quotes, and I quote, he says, before the making of the white man and black man, the black man did not eat animal flesh.
Right.
After the removal of the white man, there will be no more eating of this type of meat, animal flesh, or even fowl. There will be a complete stoppage and practice of the eating of the land flesh regarding to whether it is animal, beast, or fowl. The people will live 1,000 years without eating them. Now, how are you facilitating this hereafter, so to speak, as far as what you're doing? Because I know he stated numerous times in his book that we're going to stop eating animal flesh, and that means cow, beef, all that stuff, all that kind of stuff. So how are you facilitating, and how do you think our people in the nation and around the world will accept this this hereafter, so to speak?
Yes, because he did say the hereafter for my followers is now. So
exactly, now,
and especially during this time, I mean, I wouldn't even want to be eating any animal flesh at all, because you don't know. But I mean, it depends on how long we want to live. That's the question that we personally have to ask ourselves. How long do we want to live? And we map our lives out, or make those choices based on that. If you want to live a long time, then we're going to follow that prescription that he gave us in How to Eat to Live. If you don't plan on being around that long, then eat 3, 4, 5 times a day and snacks in between. But it's really based on, and I know everybody on that's listening is not in the nation and doesn't follow How to Eat to Live, but make the healthiest choices that you can for yourself. Take baby steps. You want to transition into being a vegetarian or vegan, then take those baby steps to accommodate that. Ask yourself that question: how long do I want to live? And start eliminating things that do not align with how long you want to live, with your plans for your life. If it's not aligning, eliminate it.
That's right. That's right. Because even in his chapter 17, he says meat is against life. That's chapter 17 of his book. So he says to eat meat is against our life and shortens the span of our life. We eat meat because it is a habit from childhood. But if we eat meat only once a day or every other day or twice a week, it will not be so hard on our digestion. It won't shorten our life that's eating it 2 or 3 times a day. Beef is hard on the digestive system.
That's the
It is
shit.
too tough and
Exactly.
coarse. Of course, now I got the hardcover. This is the
Oh,
hardcover.
you
Oh, yeah, I got
you
one of
got
those ones. This is number
he
2.
OG about it. He got that heart.
And I got the other one, number 1. But that I can't find my hardcover number 1, but I had to buy it again. But this is
Yeah,
my. I had to get.
beautiful.
It's powerful, sister. So and do you stress that sometimes to your client about eating meat and the parasitical stuff that they might attract and all that? Do you stress that to your clients?
Yes, I have a form, that they fill out prior to our consultation, and we, discuss if they're coming to me in regards to nutrition. I
Mm,
definitely discuss that. It's just, it's on an individual basis, and what
okay.
the client is coming to me for.
A question is asked is what is the best scent to stimulate the brain in the beginning of the day?
To
By how?
stimulate peppermint.
Peppermint?
Peppermint
Okay.
is very invigorating. Peppermint or rosemary,
Yes.
those are very stimulating and good for the brain, good for that cognitive function. Rosemary, yes.
Right. So let's see that. So we've got a smart audience here. We got a smart
Yes.
audience. They go because they into their health. You know what's so funny? Dr. Sabi, the late great Dr. Sabi says it was the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that said, "Do not eat meat." And because when he was in the Nation of Islam in
Mhm.
New Orleans, that was one of his things that was the man that introduced him to say don't eat. That was the first man. He says it on all his lectures. That was the first man that told
Right.
him that. So in studying Sabi and studying Dr. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I think I think it's a matter of culture because he lived in Honduras and was all that, and we live in America more of upper North America. So I think they were basically teaching the same thing. It's just that because of his cultural travels and where he went all over the world, it just kept on going up, and he had to definitely filter for all other people around the world and show people that if you find the basic ailments in our bodies, you can fight it if you know what to fight. And the messenger's teaching is a part of it. Dr. Africa's teaching is a part of it. Sabi's teaching is a part of it. Your teaching is a part of it. All of it is a part of it. So I know that you have written 4 books. So I want you to mention each one of those 4 books and where they can find those books online.
Okay. My first book was Overcoming Depression Naturally, 7 Life Essences to Help You Fight Depression. That was my very first one. It's actually available on Kindle.
Hmm.
Go to Amazon. All of my books are on Amazon, and you can go and type
Okay.
my name into the search, and they'll
Okay.
come up. The second one was actually it's in dealing with depression, but it's specifically for men because men process things differently as far as with depression. So I wanted to do a separate one. And then overcoming hypertension naturally. That book is about how to incorporate aromatherapy to help you manage your blood pressure. Uh,
Hmm.
the next one was my mind is going blank. The next one was the top 10 essential oils to help you overcome the cold and the flu and
Mm.
allergies.
Now, uh-huh. And let's start
And
with that first one, the depression one. Oh, you got the last one. Mention the last one, please. What was the
the
last
last one, actually, I have that one right here. It's Writing My Life. This is my most recent one, Writing My Life, Creating My Mental Wellness.
one? Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a
Okay.
workbook. It's actually a workbook, and it has activities in here you can do. You can set goals. It helps you discover your purpose. If you haven't learned your purpose yet, it helps you. It's basically journaling, writing therapy. You can put your aromatherapy on and get your pen and just sit down, and it helps you to work through emotions, how to rise above emotions
Mm-hmm.
through
Show the
writing.
book.
So
Show the book again. Show the book again. Yes. That's a beautiful. No, let me make sure it's clear. Hold on 1 second. Let me just keep it up there. Let me make sure that people see it. Let me remove that. Great. Creating my mental wellness. So this is a very good. You can get this on Amazon and Kindle also.
yes.
Oh,
And my link, the link tree
Yes.
link, it has all of the links to my books on there as well.
Okay, as you can see, people, I just put the link tree on there / DeNise _Renee _Muhammad. Make sure you go and get her books. It's very important that you get and let's deal with the first one because as you heard me coming on as I started my program, one of my friends who was my best man at my wedding, which is interesting. DeNise, check this out, Sister DeNise.
Yes.
He was my best man at the wedding, my second wedding, to a sister in the Nation of Islam. And guess who was the minister of that wedding?
Who?
Minister Hafiz, Abdul Hafiz.
Oh wow.
So I lose two in one year. I can't
Wow.
pick this up.
Yes. I know that was
I can't. And that was Minister Hafiz's first wedding under Minister. His name was Minister Kevin. Then that was his
oh,
first wedding that he ever conducted. My wedding in 1990.
wow.
First one.
Wow. I got a chance to meet him at my first Savior's Day. I never forget. He was so jovial
Yeah.
and he reminded me of my minister, Abdul Halim here in Houston. He
Yeah.
reminded me they're both from New York, so they had that
Yeah. I know Halim. Yeah. I know Abdul
yeah,
Halim.
that New York flavor. And I said, you remind me of my minister. He was like, who's your minister? I said, at the time he was Robert Muhammad. Said
Robert Muhammad. Yeah. Robert.
Houston. And he was like, oh, that's my brother. I love
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And he was just so friendly. That was my very first Savior's Day.
Yeah, we was all there when Khalid was there, Minister Conrad was there. I was there during that 1990. I was there from 1990 at the Westwood We Strength with Khalid Muhammad. All of us was there.
Right.
So yeah,
That's
so I can't, so I want to get with that first book you mentioned about depression because like I said, people of your cloth as healers or health practitioners or aromatherapists is needed. But these people that are suffering from depression has to be willing to reach out. And a
right.
lot of them don't reach out to the point. Now, my best man of my wedding and my good friend from out of Canada, when I helped set up the study group in Canada, and now it's a mosque. Now he transitioned. Now he's gone through hanging himself. I'm like, come on, man, come
Oh,
on.
wow.
So tell us the process of this. It's not, yeah, of course, we can't explain it all, but tell us the process of if somebody reaches out to you, a client reaches out. What is the process that Sister DeNise does to help facilitate better healing habits, better mental habits for that client? Please.
Right. Once they reach out, they fill out the questionnaire and we just have a conversation and I assess the needs, I listen and assess the needs of, what they're needing from an aromatherapy standpoint and just tying it all in because we can be doing all of this eating right, breathing, exercise, but if this up here, if we're not thinking right, if we're not affirming ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
I incorporate affirmations, being grateful, being gratitude. Brother Minister Jabril said depression is a result of ingratitude.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
when I first heard that, that kind of hit me because I'm like, wow. But if you think about it, it's true because there's always something to be grateful for, and there's always a worse condition. But yeah, we incorporate affirmations, positive thinking,
Right.
even listening to doing like guided meditations. I
Yeah.
love doing those.
Yes.
You just raise it in essential oils and incorporating the aromatherapy. The essential oils have a frequency. They have
Yes.
vibration and they raise your vibrations. And that's what it's all about to combat those negative energies. We need
Yes.
something that's going to raise our energy, raise our vibration. And
Yes.
it's all from a holistic standpoint, from how we think, what we're eating, what we're saying to ourselves. That is so important. Yeah.
And that's why I do Numerovation, sister, which is motivating people with their numbers because I let people know what are some of the numbers that can lead to depression because they have frequency also the numbers. And
Mhm.
what's so interesting, my friend there, he's born July 13th and he dies on the 13th of June. And what's so interesting in numerology or the study of numbers, the number 13, which is a 4, is the number of suicide and depression. So I'm like, I can't make this stuff up. And when I put certain people that died under certain stars or certain celebrities that was suffering from suicidal tendencies and all that, like Kerry Washington, who was born
Mhm.
on the 31st of January, 3 and 1 is a 4 again, and I
Wow.
got all of that in my book because I show people the sequences and the patterns that people need to pay attention to, even in the numbers that you're born under. Even
Wow.
anytime you see those numbers like 4, 7, 5, or
Mhm.
8, you got to recognize those numbers in your chart because it tells you what are the possible ailments that can show up
Wow.
if you don't stay on a higher level. And that's something you should research because you can incorporate that and astrology into all your work. To tell you the truth,
Wow.
again, I know the hang up
Yes.
against it, but there's more hang up against astrology than numerology because we all talk about mathematics in the nation.
Right.
It's more against the astrology.
Islam is mathematics.
Right. It's always
Mathematics.
and mathematics and some always stand true. That's right. It is. So once I understood that, that's why I'm more into the numbers and not astrology from the European perspective. I go back to the chemic, but I understand what was the transitional points of that. But I'm so
Right.
happy that you do that and you try to show people about the depression and help people with aromatherapy and of course all of the guided meditations, but also you must prescribe a dietary plan, don't you?
Yes.
Right. I know that has
Yes.
to be done.
Yes. Yes.
Well, somebody
Yes.
just asked a question. They said, "Great show. What aromatherapy is good for breaking bad habits and focus?"
Breaking bad habits. Black pepper is good for breaking like addictions, certain addictions.
Hmm.
Um, Focus. Good for focus is rosemary is good for focus. Peppermint, cedar wood. Those are some just off the top of my
Okay, okay. And another sister's healthy girl T. She said, "What's a good oil for heart
heart
palpitations?"
palp- ylang is very good for heart palpitations.
Say that again. Say that name. That like a twit. That's a tongue twister there.
Right?
What?
Ylang, it's spelled Ylang.
Right.
Ylang.
So hold on. Spell it again. Uh huh.
Ylang.
A-N-G.
Yes.
Uh huh.
Ylang.
Right.
It's
Oh, okay. Oh, lang a lang. Okay.
right. Right.
Okay. Okay. Almost. Okay. 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 Let me put it up there. Let me put it up there real quick. So
Yes,
that's
that's
it.
it.
All right. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right. So y'all see that is at Ylang. That's like bingo. Bingo.
Yes, it's
B-I-N.
good. It's good for the heart. It's good for hormonal fluctuations, balancing those male female energies.
Okay. Oh, wow. That should be
Yeah.
nice.
It's
For
also
some.
an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, I guess that's why Dr. Sebi said and Dr. Africa said they can cure other, the imbalances of the male female stuff. So not gonna say
Right.
anything else to that. Deborah says, what is the best formula to get rid of asthma and tree allergies instead of medication?
A blend of lavender, lemon, and peppermint is good for allergies and asthma.
Say that again. Lavender. What else?
Lavender, lemon, and peppermint.
Lavender, lemon, and peppermint. You heard what the sister said. Now you heard what she said. All right. So
Now,
that's what I'm talking
contact
about.
me to get the correct dosage because you gotta know how to blend it.
Yes, yes, please. Like I said, they can email you right at lifestyle changer
Right.
not 9 at Gmail. That's lifestyle changer 9 at Gmail. Also, FB, you could hit her up on private message at Facebook. That's
Facebook.
DeNise Renee Muhammad, or DM her on IG at Denise_Renee Muhammad. She didn't give us a number, so I won't put it out there. So I don't know if you have a business number. You have a business number?
Yes, let me get it. I'll get it. You can continue with the questions.
No problem, no problem. So,
Yeah.
um,
Look, I don't know about
well, you don't know your business number, so stop playing. Somebody just said Howard just said cedarwood smells good. What do you think
Yeah,
about cedarwood?
cedar wood. Oh, that's one of my favorites. I love cedar wood. Actually, It stimulates the pineal gland. It's a sedative, so it stimulates the pineal gland, and it helps to release melatonin. So if you have problems sleeping at night, problems with insomnia, just rub a couple of drops of cedar wood on the soles of your feet. You sleep like a baby.
Wow. Wow. Now, have you ever considered sun gazing and all those different types of things?
Yes, grounding, sun.
Grounding. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, this is not too much.
Yes,
This is new to the nation a lot. I just want to let you know because I
yes,
know a lot of people don't know that, but all of that is in the Bible or in the Quran. A lot of
it
these
is.
plants and crystals and all that. There's nothing against crystals.
Yeah, I have my crystal on right here.
I
Got
remember,
it.
Sister DeNise, my son had on some crystals and was staying with my father, who was is what I call him a super Christian. Him and his family, but his wife is really the super Christian. But
Yes.
the wife continued to keep on badgering my son and talking about this was evil, crystals and stones are evil. So I just showed him because I'm good at the Bible. My Bible's all highlighted because I used to study Bible and Quran like crazy.
Mhm.
I just went to all the quotes and text my father all the quotes that defends the crystals and stones. And my father shut that joint down on the dinner table. But it did get my son so upset that he left and did not want to stay over there anymore. But that is, as people don't realize that they only reading portions of the book. They don't realize they got to read the whole book to find out what.
Right. Essential, even cedarwood, cypress, all of the tree oils
Right.
actually grounding. Because if you think about a tree, it's rooted, it has roots. So they help you to ground and feel grounded and connected.
Right. Now, with what's going on now, with this pandemic and all that stuff, I really don't even mention it. I call it a reset. I don't call myself
Right,
it's a reset because, like
right.
Les Brown always said, that it's a setup. It's always a setup is a setback. A setback is a setup for a comeback. So
Come back, right.
we get ready to come back and do what we got to do.
Exactly.
What are some of the formulas, or what are some of the herbs, or what are some of the aromatherapy therapeutic herbs you will suggest for times like this? Because it is dealing with the respiratory, it is dealing with that. What
Yes.
are some of the herbs would you suggest to the world? Okay.
Eucalyptus, definitely eucalyptus is top
Hmm.
of my list for respiratory.
Hmm.
You can, and how you use the oils, you can diffuse it. Some of them have to be diluted with a carrier oil if you're going to apply it topically, but just for basic information, they can be diffused, especially eucalyptus.
Okay.
Any type of the citrus oils, such as lemon, orange, grapefruit, bergamot, these
Yeah.
stimulate the immune system. So
Mm.
have your citrus oils, your antibacterials like cinnamon, clove. You want,
Right.
especially clove. Clove is a powerful antioxidant. It's a powerful antioxidant.
Yes.
Or the auric value of clove is just off the charts.
Wow. And I know it get rid of worms too. It helps to fight worms, like Dr.
Yeah,
Africa.
the parasites, and
Yeah.
it's one of the most least expensive oils, and it is so powerful.
Somebody just asked a question. What are some good health benefits of frankincense and myrrh essential oils?
Frankincense is anti-cancerous, anti-tumor, both of them actually
Mm.
anti-cancerous. Actually, frankincense has been known to be like a cure-all for everything.
Mm. Hmm.
And that's why the price on frankincense, it is pricey
Right.
for a 5 milliliter, but it is so worth it. And it also raises your spiritual awareness on a spiritual level. It raises your awareness. It's good to use during prayer and meditation. Both of those oils are actually mentioned in the Bible,
Hmm. Hmm.
in the scriptures. So they're definitely powerful, powerful oils.
And what do you think about the oregano oil and the thyme oil? What do you think about that?
Oh, powerhouses, natural antibiotics, nature's antibiotics. They are good for sinus infections,
Right.
any type of respiratory
Mhm.
issues, antibacterial, anti-infectious. Yeah, those are great oils to have on hand.
Would you suggest them doing the same thing as far as aromatherapy, or rubbing it all, or drinking it as a tea?
Yeah, those definitely have to be diluted because they are so powerful and they're considered hot oils. So
Mm,
just to try to apply it or ingest it without diluting it with anything, it's going
yes.
to burn. So yeah, they can be ingested, but they have to be diluted, like put it in a drop with maybe a teaspoon of olive oil and ingest.
Mm, right, right. And what about tea tree oil? Tea tree.
Tea tree, yes. Another good antiseptic oil.
Hmm.
It's good for wounds. It's good for the hair, the skin. Tea tree is another good one.
Okay. Well, my sister, I want to thank you very much for being a part of this journey and being on my show. I don't want to keep you. I know you got 4 children, and one of them is adult. A few of them is adult, but
Right.
I know prayer time. There's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you get to do what you got to do out there. I want to thank you and for being such a humbled and accommodating spirit on my show. And
Thank
again,
you.
family,
It's
please,
beautiful.
please, please contact her at
And
link.
let me
Yes, go ahead.
give
Go ahead.
you my number. I have my number
Oh,
for
wait, yeah, give it to me. Give it to me real quick.
okay, 713
713
482
482
1624.
1624. Hold on 1 second. Make sure that is correct. Correct the mundo. Let me take that off, and let me see where we at. Okay, so let me. Well, no, I can't fit no more. No, no more. No more on that page. I will not, but I'll be able to put it up right now. I'll just put it up in the chat right now, and that is 713
Four,
482
yes, sir. 1624.
1624. 1624. If you want to contact, let me put it up there. If you want to give her a contact, we're going to put it up there right now. There it is. If you want to contact her, that's more text or call. Which one can be done through that? Text or
Both. Both.
both. 731-482-1624. If you don't want to do any emailing and all that kind of stuff, you're more
Yeah.
than welcome to give her a contact. And once again, like I said here, make sure you continue to link up on her link tree. That's /Denise _Renee _Muhammad. Show us some Cash App love, because she just shared some great stuff. Great
Thank
stuff on
you.
here.
Thank
That's
you.
$Denise Soul Purpose. Her PayPal. Show us some PayPal love. Spread love. Shout out. I'm telling y'all, spread love at
Mm.
paypal.me/Denise RM. Email her at lifestylechanger9@gmail. And remember, befriend her on FB and IG at Denise Renee Muhammad. Denise Renee Muhammad. Show us some love, because our sister just dropped some real pertinent information. And like I said, I like to provide good people with good information on my show. Again, her
Thank
beautiful her number, once again, family. If you don't know, let me put it back up there. There it is. Her number is 713-482-1624. Once again, let me say it slower for you. 713-482-1624.
you.
All right, my beautiful sister. You be
All
safe.
right.
All right.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, have a great evening.
Kindred spirit. I don't know. You do.
Assalamu alaikum. I get you.
Walaikum salam.
All right, I get you out. Thank you. There he is. That's our sister Renee, Denise Renee Muhammad. Love her energy. She's a Leo energy, so she brings that fire in the building like Queen of Four does. But Queen of Four, she be turned up, boy. Queen of Four, I can't wait to bring her on. But when Queen of Four comes on, it's gonna be crazy, because Queen has so seasoned, she turns it up. But once again, want to thank all of you for joining, and thank, of course, Sister Denise Renee Muhammad for being a part of the journey. When I told Brother Jibril from Out of Respect for Life that Denise was coming on, he said, "Sister Denise, oh what? Get out of here!" So I sent him the link, and I know he probably was tuned in some form or fashion. But once again, Again, I want to say condolences to my friends, family, brother Khalifa Muhammad. I want to thank all that they do. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much, Eddie. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. All 52 of y'all, 55 of y'all. Please show love on the show love on the Cash App, but please put those thumbs up, put those thumbs up, put those thumbs up. And thank you, Eddie Lakes. Big up to Eddie Lakes, one of my clients in Numerovation. I know he's stepping it up in his own way. Thank you, Pro Nef. I think it's Pro Nef. I think that's how you pronounce it. I arrived late, but more good info. King Simon, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what I do proceed to. I proceed to give you what you need. Positive vibration, people. That's what I'm about. Positive vibration and energy, family. That's what I'm fully about. And once again, make sure if you want to get some of these holistic products, this product from my sister here, so y'all can see it. This is the broad spectrum antiviral elderberry and ginseng vitamin C product from Pedalwise. You can just put it in the spritzer and mm, mm, beautiful. Whoa, it's strong, but that's why she tells you to put it in water. But it's strong. It has all the necessary stuff. If you want to save 10% off with the coupon code, please go to pedalwise.com. That's www.pedalwise.com. This is on the website. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Get 10% off if you buy this, because I think this is like $30 or $40. But get 10% off if you go and order it right now using my coupon code King2020. That's King 2020. Very good stuff. I'm almost finished with mine because I was using it through this whole quote unquote reset or pandemic. I've been using it and it's kept me healthy. Y'all seen me on here having a good time and full of energy. So you know what it is. So go to www.pedalwise.com, place an order, and make sure you tag at Pedalwise and on all social media platforms. And of course, hashtag Pedalwise. So once again, let me show that flyer so y'all will know that I'm not playing no games. This is one of my sponsors. So, you're more than welcome to be a sponsor. If you got a business and it's a nice, healthy business, I'm not promoting no parties and none of that stuff. But this is one of the sponsors here that has decided to spend their money, put their money where their mouth is. Because remember, advertisement doesn't cost, it pays. Advertisement doesn't cost, it pays. www.pedalwise.com. 10% off. Save 10% with coupon code King Simon 2020. Oh, not King Simon, King 2020. It's King 2020. And make sure you check them out on Instagram, Facebook. They're all on there. Also, another sponsor before we leave, my beautiful good friend here again, the one, the only Janelle is in the building. Big up to Janelle. Respect to her. She's from Trinidad. Oh, good. Trinidadian. Oh, good. Lord. Her number is 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. If you want to ask questions about buying a condo, buying a house, renting an apartment, getting a room, connections to Airbnb throughout New York City, all over New York City, or affiliated states, this one, or the tri-state area, Janelle Lewis is the one. Janelle Lewis, the licensed real estate salesperson, is the one. If you text her and call her, just tell her you heard it on King Simon's show. Just tell her you heard it on King Simon's show, and she will definitely spread love. Bop, bop. So big up to her all the time. That's my good friend. She know I'm always cackling and laughing. She know me. She know I love to laugh. Also, if you want to do a Numerovation consultation to find out where your numbers at for this year, going into next year, or if you want to find out your monthly vibration and energy, or really just find out how to activate your numbers so you can take yourself to the next level while you're going through whatever you're going through, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022, because I have different segments. I work with your name. I work with your birthday. I also deal with health potentials with the numbers, the amount of numbers that keep on showing up in your chart. I give you your power numbers, your challenge numbers, your challenge days, your challenge months, your power days. All of these things are incorporated in the session, but it's a conversational session, and you're more than welcome to ask questions throughout the whole half an hour. Right now, I'm only doing half an hour. I'm not doing hours, but you get a lot. As a matter of fact, if you transcribe my stuff into transcribe my recording sessions, because all sessions are recorded, you're more than likely going to get like 5 pages of information. 5 pages if you transcribe at least 5 to 6 pages of information, because I get in and I start dropping a whole lot of information. It's definitely going to go past 1, 2, 3 pages. So if you want to do it, text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And for this special advertisement rate, and remember, numerology is applied mathematics. Learn how to apply the numbers and they will guide you. I'm telling you. So enough respect to that. And once again, get my books. No promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. And numbers are simple. Our children's health is important. And do remember, you can pre-order the books right now via PayPal. You can pre-order the books. I knocked it down to 40-40. So I want to make it even, 40-40. So we're going to do 40-40, $40.40 now pre-order. And that includes shipping and handling. My new book called Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numerovation for Mental Stability. The price is 40-40. And of course, because 4 is my numbers. Those are my numbers. 4-4 is my number. Big up to my boy Blue Pill, who's the 4-4 God himself. Via PayPal, that's www.paypal.me/the Numerovator. You can pay via that. And please include your full name and mailing address in the PayPal note section. So when I do send out the books between August and October, so it's going to be August, September, and October, I'll be sending out the books. Please make sure the address is in the note section, and please be patient with me, because like I said, I'm getting everything done. I'm finishing. I got to go to the editor next and all that going to have to be happening. But I'm doing the pre-orders right now so I can have it and make sure I send it out to everybody that actually orders. All right. Also, please like, share, subscribe to King Simon Presents, and share this video, because we had a lot of important information by Sister DeNise Renee Muhammad on, and share this YouTube page. And of course, remember, I got patreon.com right now, patreon.com/King Simon Production. If you want to see that Phil Valentine and Dr. Nalani presentation we did on YouTube, boom, guess what? It's on Patreon. So become a Patreon subscriber. Support me on a monthly. You'll be able to see some of that. Also, the Black Love reset that I had with Professor Black Love, which was very explicit, rated PG. It's also on the Patreon page. So make sure you support that. Also, you can go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. I put up a lot of information on that, from disaster preparedness, all that kind of stuff. And numbersaresimple.com. That's also the website if you want to check out what's going on there. If so, just want to remind everybody, boom, next week, I still got that this Wednesday, June 17th, is still a TBA, to be announced. I want to announce this person, but I'm still waiting for him. So I think I'm going to get an email by Monday. So Tuesday, I'll let everybody know that this Baba is coming in. If not, I'm going to keep it moving, find somebody else. On Sunday, June the 21st, we have Miss Veronica Martin. She is a financial advisor. Veronica Martin is a financial advisor, and she is a medical massage therapist. She'll be up to here, give you some guidance on how to give you some great advice on how to use your stimulus check or use the money and flip your money and do what you got to do with proper investments and proper financial literacy. You will be good. On June 24th, that's another TBA. On June 28th, we have Mr. Nusku Sanders. Mr. Nusku Sanders, he is the Millennium Mentor. He called himself the Millennial Mentor. All right, I'm going to call him the Millennial Jejna. Matter of fact, I'm going to change that right now. Stop playing. I'm going to change that right now, because Jejna is more of the Ethiopian word, and that means accountable teacher. Jejna. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm going to teach him when he comes on that's the better name to use. Since he's young and vibrant, it's up to these young people to start changing the narrative of what Greece and Rome gave us, because mentor was one of those Greek philosophers or Roman philosophers that actually gave knowledge and wisdom to young boys and had sex with them because he gave them knowledge and wisdom. So I don't use the word mentor at all. And as a matter of fact, remember, if you study the history of Plato, that's why you got to be careful when you say platonic relationship. Remember, Plato said the best type of love was man on man love, not man and woman. He promoted man on man love. I want y'all to be clear with this. So be very careful by saying platonic relationships. Please, that's not our stuff. That's not our stuff. None of that stuff is our stuff. So we got to be very mindful of the language we speak in regarding mentor should not be used, nor mentee. Because mentor, if it's the female, more than likely it was females having sex to give another female knowledge. But mentor comes from, that's the premise of how mentors was derived. They were able to give sexual favors to the young boys that they was teaching and while they was giving that knowledge. So let's not follow that anymore. Because we're creating a new society and new things, guess what? I'm calling Mr. Sanders the millennial Jejna, because Jejna is an Ethiopian word that means accountable, respectable teacher and guide from the Ethiopian standpoint. So we got to teach them all of that and teach your babies. Don't use that word mentor. You don't need no mentor. I won't need no mentoring nobody in no positions. We don't need that. I'm like, hey, whatever you do in your bedroom, but when it starts with children, that's what mentor is into, those young boys and all that kind of stuff. When it starts with children, I ain't got no problem. They not supposed to be around if you're going to disrespect children and hurt children and traumatize children that way. So millennial Jejna, that's who he is. And the Jejna is the Ethiopian word that means accountable, respectable teacher and guide. It wasn't about that foolishness that mentor did. All right. I just want to be clear. All right. And if you don't believe me, research has been done. Very good book to get. Homosexuality and the Effeminization of the African Male by Dr. Baruti Dr. Mawilimu K. Bomani Baruti. And I'm supposed to be having him. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me call him and see if he's available to do it for June 17th. If this one and this guy doesn't answer, if this brother doesn't answer me by tomorrow or tonight, then I'm going to move on and see if Dr. Baruti will be able to do it. And let's have some fun with Dr. Baruti with all his books. I got a lot of his books. I got Sex Imperative. I got Centered. I got Menticide. I got Message to the Warrior. I got Clarity, Remembrance, Reality, Vision. Man, I got all his books. So maybe I should just bring him in. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Baruti. How many of y'all would like Dr. Baruti? How many of y'all would like Dr. Baruti, the one who wrote this book, on the show for June 17th? How many of y'all would like it? Everybody put up the number one. If y'all would like Dr. Baruti on this show, put up the number one in the chat right now. Put up the number one in the chat right now, and I will make sure that, and if he can't come in, I'm definitely going to have him sometimes next month or sometimes towards the end, sometimes in July if he can't make it in. If you want Dr. Baruti, please put up the number one, and I'll make sure he comes in and we tear this mother down with that book. We're going to get it in. I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing. When I bring people like him in, it's going to be over. And I've been talking to Phil Valentine. You know what? I should bring him and Phil Valentine on together. Because Phil Valentine wrote The Wounded Womb. That drops that with that. You know what? Ooh, y'all. Ooh, my mind is running. Please like, share, subscribe to King Simon Presents on YouTube, Patreon page, King Simon Productions, KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com, numbersaresimple.com. Man, if I bring those two guys on, Lord have mercy, it's gonna be cray. All right. Once again, let me big up Sister DeNise Renee. Make sure you hit up on Linktree, DeNise Renee Muhammad, Cash App, DeNise Soul Purpose. That's $ DeNise Soul Purpose, and www.paypal.me, Denise RM, and email her at lifestylechanger9@gmail. FB is DeNise Renee Muhammad, and IG is DeNise Renee Muhammad. So you know what? I should really think about bringing those two on together and let them just go in and drop that ballistic and drop the statistics, the ballistics, and the facts about all that's going on. So, I'll find out. I mean, yeah, look, they usually better for one show by themselves, but if you bring both of them on, they're gonna go like 3 hours. So I don't know if everybody gonna stay on for 3 hours for that show. Oh man. All right, look, let me get on out of here. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I want to thank my family for tuning in. Again, want to say condolences to one of my good friends who just passed on. Um, a month before his birthday, he was in his critical cycle. That's why I tell people all the time, pay attention to your critical cycle. What is your critical cycle? Everybody right now can find out what is their critical cycle. And I'm going to tell you right now, the way you find out what your critical cycle is, and the critical cycle is coming out of the philosophy or the teachings of the Rosicrucian science. The Rosicrucian numerology deals with critical cycles or different 7 cycles of the year that adds up to 52 days out of the year. So if you want to find your critical cycle is when you count back from your birthday, go to your birthday on the calendar and count backwards 52 days. And wherever it lands after that 52 count, that is where your critical cycle starts. So that is the cycle. On the positive, is a good cycle to consult elders, good cycle to deal with real estate and land ownership, a good cycle to clear up things, finish what you start, complete things. But it's also on the negative, stay away from arguments and contentions. Make sure your health is up to par. It's not a good time to do any surgery in your critical cycle and getting into any confusion and contention or gossip during your critical cycle. Also, for older people, pay attention to their health before their birthday, because usually they can take a toll for the worse during a critical cycle. And like I said, this brother was going through depression. He was younger than me, a little younger than me, but he was going through depression, and he's born on the 13th, and boom, he takes his life on the 13th. You got to pay attention to the critical cycle and when depression and those type of things come up. That's why I always tell people, because it is actually the critical cycle in Rosicrucian science is the 7th cycle. 7 is still one of the mental numbers of mental annoyance, mental frustration, mental depression, and all of that. Don't worry yourself to death. Don't become moody. It's one of the mood numbers. So that cycle, you got to be careful of your mood also. That's why I tell and I implore all of you, when you're entering cycles like that, you got to know your cycles. You got to know what cycle you're in, what cycle year you're in, because like the scripture says, to everything there's a time and a season. Numerovation reveals the time and season from a mathematical standpoint. Astrology does it from another level. Cardology does it at another level. Cosmophysics does it at another level. I do it from a numerovational perspective to keep you motivated, keep your mind on a higher level so you don't go towards the negative, because it is a balancing act. It is a balancing act, family. I'm telling you, it's a serious balancing act. And that's why I'm writing this book and finishing off this book called Numerovation for Mental Stability. And I talk about the balancing act that we all endure throughout our life. I mean, I went through a little slight depression last week, but I just realized, I was in my 4 personal day cycle. And I didn't realize that I was in my 4 personal day cycle until I started feeling old feelings from relationships and all that kind of stuff in my head. And I guess I must have woke up from some crazy dream and all that with family and all that. And then I realized that I was in a 4 cycle. So I knew I started turning on certain motivational lectures. I started turning or doing certain meditation, guided meditation with myself. So you got to understand when these energies, because they are living energies, they're living frequencies, they're living vibration. And if you don't know and recognize where your living vibration connected to your birthday and your name can go, you can go through a lot of ups and downs and problems, where when you could be jovial one day or in 1 hour and then all of a sudden be upset and thinking crazy in another hour, because the numbers run through your cycle throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the year. So you got to learn to know your cycles. And like I tell people, numbers don't control you. But just like a radio frequency, just like the air frequencies and radio waves that's in the air, they all have a number that's connected to it. And you got to pay attention to it for your personal use to protect yourself from a mathematical perspective. The numbers reveal what are the possibilities of depression or mental instability that can have, and how. And that's why I'm writing the book, How to Maintain Stability. I'm in it. I'm really delving, and I'm coming from all different aspects of different numerology systems. That's what makes up my numerovation system. Studying all aspects of it and then imploring motivation to it. That's why numerovation is the study of numbers, but using the motivational factors of what I've learned over the years from different motivational speakers like the Les Brown, the Eric Thomas, the Lisa Nichols, the Ayanna Von Zad, the Zig Ziglars, the Farrah Gray, the all the great ones out there that I've studied. All of them I study. I studied Tony Robbins, every one of them, but I did get a chance to study with Les Brown for a whole month in 2005. He came in every Wednesday with his sister, with Eric Blunt, and various other, with not his sister, his daughter Una Brown, and Eric Blunt, and various other motivational speakers, and did an intensive workshop in New York at Penn Hotel, and I was there every Wednesday to be a part of that whole experience for free. He did it for free. Les Brown did it for free in 2005. So I was like, oh, man, I'm taking advantage of this. The place was packed, and we had different circles and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely studied. He did a radio drop for me at that time, and his daughter did a radio drop for me on radio for me too. And it was such a great, great time. So pre-order my book, because this is going to be the tip of the iceberg guidance for mental stability, and showing people how to maintain mental stability through their numbers and recognize it wherever the numbers show up in your chart, whether it's in your birth number, and I'm not going to be so elaborate. I'm going to guide you to other books so you can study more, because I need you to get it for yourself. Because if you study it and you take it in for yourself, it's yours. You got to write it down. You got to have the pen and paper and start jotting down notes. You got to get you. I got bushelfuls of books. Matter of fact, let me show you. I mean, just this is one shelf. This is one shelf on this side of this side of my. This is one shelf that you see right here. This is one shelf. This is one shelf. Yeah, I got camera angles. I ain't playing with y'all. I got camera angles. So this is one shelf that I have of books. This shelf have When We Rule and women's dictionaries and of sacred symbols and all the stuff. Honorable Elijah Muhammad, some of Honorable Elijah Muhammad's books. I got Adinka Buckler's books. On this shelf, we have this. Course, Black Civilization of Barbarism and Black Genesis, and of course some of Black Dot's books and his son's new book, Urban Excellence Coach. And I got on that book is on that shelf, the lower shelf, that's my astrology shelf. On the lower shelf, on the lower shelf, that's my astrology books. All my astrology books are right there. A whole bunch of books I have on there. On the bottom shelf, that's my biographies, and I got Kevin Hart's biography. I got Dick Gregory's biography. I got what's the face name? Tiffany Haddish biography. I got Jennifer Lewis's biography. I got all of that. So I don't play when it comes to studying and taking in what I study and bring it to fruition. Taking in what I study and bringing it to fruition. I don't play with this stuff. And then I incorporate it in my teachings or my numerovation. I have to incorporate what I learned. So I soak in all of this stuff and information and take notes and everything. And I bring it to fruition in the readings and the sessions. So whatever I take in, probably for a whole month or whatever, I'm telling you, family, I bring it to fruition so I can help serve you, the community, with numerovation, because numerovation is for the nation, for healing, but also for guidance and also to help with mental stability. So, hey, look, man, whew. Okay, now it's time to get the heck out of here. Take a step to the rear and get the heck out of here. And I'm going to leave you with that song that I did back in the 90s when I was in the Nation of Islam, called Respect and Protect the Black Woman. I wanted to play it before I put the sister on, but I'm going to close out with it. Once again, one love, one aim, one destiny. Stay focused, stay out of trouble, stay healthy, and just be prepared in whatever you have to do, but keep a healthy mind and say, yes, I am the greatest. Yes, I am better. Yes, I am healthy. Yes, I am wealthy. Speak righteousness and good things into your being, and it will be. Take care of yourself. Stay at peace. Stay focused, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Aromatherapist, and the name of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the name of the minister call. Cause we got things going on. Simon said, we come to rumble along. Have mercy. Abraham, come on. Pick up yourself, cause we love nobody. Muslim man now step back from me. Oh, yeah, ways. Live and direct in effect. Now the mercy. To the time respect, protect the black woman because they the only means of reproduction. Respect, protect the black woman because they the only means of reproduction. Respect, and your black woman. Protect, and that is the duty of a man. Not disrespect the actual foundation because the beauty of a woman is procreation. You better not to preserve for your black children. If you diss the black woman, you diss your nation. If you don't protect the woman, you're not a real man because the educate, respect, and protect the woman. That's the natural instinct for intelligent man. You better respect, protect the black woman because they're the only means of reproduction. Respect, protect the black woman because they're the only means of reproduction. Me say me break and them disrespect the black woman and me can't take it. Me say me vex and them disrespect the black woman and me can't take it. Me say respect, protect the black woman, that is my motto. If a man disrespect him, I go get beat down. If a man pimp a woman, place him 6 feet on the ground. But if a woman want to step, lift her up from the ground because I am a Muslim, I'm a peaceful man. But don't disrespect me with black woman. We will take away your life if you do them wrong because every black woman is a prized possession. You better respect, protect the black woman because they're the only means of reproduction. Respect, protect the black woman because they're the only means of reproduction. Respect, protect the black woman like Haile Selassie, the Rasta man. Respect, protect the black woman like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Respect, protect the black woman like Nelson Mandela, the African man. Respect, protect the black woman like Martin Luther King, the Christian man. We better respect, protect the black woman because they're the only means of reproduction. Respect, protect the black woman because they're the only means of reproduction. Respect the black woman. Protect, that is the duty of a man. Not disrespect the actual foundation because the duty of a woman is procreation. You better not to preserve for your black children. If you diss the black woman, you diss your nation. If you don't protect the woman, you're not a real man because to educate, respect, and protect the woman. That's the natural